If a worker is not primarily free of control in how the work gets done and performs the primary work of the employer, they should be classified as employees instead of independent contractors.
Good employers should not be undercut by competitors who save money by denying their employees basic rights. Our office always works to protect good faith employers.
My Denver labor team looks into every wage complaint we receive. Sometimes they open investigations based on data or information showing that people might not be paid what they are owed. Recently, 2 investigations involved gig staffing companies connecting workers with jobs in bartending, serving, dishwashing, general labor, and cleaning across the city. As a result, we found hundreds of workers were paid less than minimum wage and did not receive overtime pay, and thousands were denied the right to paid sick leave. We determined there were many instances of wage theft, and now we want workers, local employers, and the community to know what to watch for so problems like this don't happen in the future. Matt Fritzmauer is the Executive Director of Denver Labor. He's joining us in this episode to talk about the investigation for these cases.
Gig work usually involves flexible or temporary work assignments performed by workers classified as independent contractors. However, even part-time or short-term workers are protected by Denver and Colorado wage laws if they actually are employees. Recently, we investigated 2 companies, InstaWork and GigPro, for worker misclassification, minimum wage, and other violations. We found the companies misclassified their workers as independent contractors.
Under Colorado law, we found workers at these 2 gig staffing companies are considered employees because they work for the agency's benefit, perform the primary work of the companies, and the agencies have detailed rules and policies for conduct.
In total, these wage theft investigations revealed more than 1,200 minimum wage violations, more than 700 overtime violations, and more than 13,500 paid sick leave violations. The 2 companies were required to pay almost $280,000 in restitution to workers and more than $800,000 in fines. As part of due process, these companies have the right to go through the appeals process for each of these cases. In the meantime, we want to work with employers, especially in the food and beverage industry, to help them avoid getting caught by misclassification errors.
Restaurant owners should be aware of how staffing apps operate to avoid any connection to owed restitution, interest, or penalties.
Since the announcement of these determinations, other employers have worked with us to ensure their workers are paid correctly. This creates fair competition for all employers in the city and a supportive working environment for people trying to pay their bills and support their families.
Independent contractor misclassification impacts our whole community. Not only can it harm individuals of any income level, it allows some employers to avoid paying taxes to support programs like unemployment insurance, Social Security, and Medicare.
In the modern gig economy, issues like this are common. Under Denver's wage theft protections, we are able to help workers access the resources, benefits, and wages they have earned. Due to the terms of their employment, the workers in cases like these often do not have the option to take their cases to court and cannot join a class action lawsuit. That's why it's important for authorized government agencies to enforce the law and ensure all workers, regardless of occupation or income level, have access to justice.
Among the groups most at risk of wage theft are undocumented workers, migrants, people of color, and women. We work closely with many community groups that represent both workers and local businesses. Through these partnerships and outreach efforts, we can reach more people about the law and how we can help. Anyone can make a wage complaint with us on behalf of themselves, a friend, or even as a community advocate. Visit denverwages.org to contact us.
Well, that's it for this episode of Ask the Auditor. If you have a question, submit it to auditor@denvergov.org, and maybe your question will be the next question we answer on the next episode of Ask the Auditor.